Welcome to Sunday League to Eternity, everyone. My name's Grandino FM, or otherwise known as Dean. My mum was in hospital when I was born for a week, and I still didn't have a name. By the end of the week, the midwife said, "You really need to give this baby a name." So my dad said, "There's a guy down the road called Dean. Let's name him after him." So I'm named after a man down the road. Never mind. So this is me. I'm starting off a journeyman save. The profile here. So I've gone for Sunday League footballer, which gives you absolutely very little reputation. I've got 5. I thought you started with 0, but I've got 5 reputation. But you can see here I've got it doesn't even look like half a star, to be honest. I think it is, but it looks like a third of a star. I'm unemployed. Apparently I'm playing Route 1, but I never am. There's not a chance. I like strikerless, so I will try and move towards strikerless if we can. If we go to the inbox, I've done some preamble stuff here, but I did notice, I've never noticed this before, I've got a personal assistant. If I'm unemployed, how can I afford a personal assistant? Don't really get that, but he's been with me all the way while I've been applying for a lot of jobs. I've done a journeyman before, so I do realise that you can only kind of get sort of very low stars, but I applied for Modena, I'll have to learn how to say that. So yes, Modena have offered me an interview, and the reason I'm amazed is because I know these, because I do a lot of scouting for youth talent, and Modena is actually one of the clubs I go to for good youth, because if we click into them, we can see facilities. Look at this. Excellent youth recruitment, excellent youth facilities, excellent training facilities, and they're actually 2.5-star club. And I've done a couple of journeymans before, and I'm really, really surprised that I've got this for my first job. Bearing in mind that I am half-a-star Sunday League footballer, and that's it. I've got nothing. No attributes, nothing. That's the amount that I could share around there. So we've done the interview. So I go to the top. We've done the interview. He approaches me. He looks very happy for himself, doesn't he? I think he must know that I'm a bit of a shining star. Develop players using the club's youth system, which I love doing anyway. Always do that. Avoid relegation. Remain in Serie C, Serie B. And there's nothing. So it's a really easy one. Doesn't want me to do any sort of play any sort of formation or any direct football or anything silly like that. So I can fairly much go and do what I want. So I'm going to finalise that deal. And we'll be able to look at... Let's see, there we go. So, and the media prediction is 3rd, which is really, really good. They've got a massive squad. Let's squeeze back one. 21,000 seater capacity. Look at the facilities, amazing. I'm just astounded. They've got a good history there, but I think a lot of it's old, to be fair. This looks as though what it wants me to play, but I know we've got wingers in this squad, so I'm going to have a look. We've done that one, we know that one. No, I'm not bothered about these. I never do these, but don't really think it makes any impact. Certainly on my journeyman save, I only ever get 50% on dealing with the media, and I never deal with the media, so I don't really know what the problem is with the media. It just sucks the life out of me, to be brutally honest. So we've got some players here that are going to expire in the next 12 months. So let's go to the squad, have a look at what we've got. We'll go have a look at the ability. So this dude up front, and I play strikerless. Okay, so he can play out here on the right potentially, or as a shadow striker there. But I may play strikerless for a little while, striker for a little while, and then start to move to strikerless. I will show you the systems that I want to use. He looks good. It's forward, try to shoot some distance, cuts inside from right wing, so he can obviously play out here, inverted winger potentially, because he's shooting, or I'm not so keen on an inside forward. I did play with inside forwards for a little while, but didn't really get on with it. I do like that shadow striker. That's a good role there, and I'm not with the shadow striker. I'll go through it when I go through some of the games, but I'm not too bothered about the finishing there. Off the ball is more important for a shadow striker. I do change the colours, by the way, which, if you don't know, is in here. So if we type in colours, and then there's colours there. You can change the colours, but you can also change the default attributes. And I tend to, when I drop down leagues, I tend to drop these down so that I've just got loads of pale colours everywhere because they're all rubbish down there. So if I'm in like the Vanarama South or something like that in England, I might have these excellent attribute at 11, good at 8, and so on. So that's what I like to do there. It and as I go up the leagues, I just tweak it up one. So as I get promoted, I'll put one more on each one of those categories. It just gives me some continuity and balance. So let's go. That's my top 2 players by the look of it. Oh, so he's on loan, decent player. These are good. I can't believe this is my first club. I mean, I'm so spawny. So spawny. Let's have a look at the team report quickly. Squad depth. So let's go 4-2-3-1. Let's have a look at that. So I've got pretty good depth. I'm going to normally filter down to 3 stars minimum, just to see what we've got in terms of. I always see 3 stars as being a reasonable rating for the first team. Anything under that, certainly on the decline when they're older, is not so good. So left back's a problem. Not much covering goal. Okay, let's go to scouting. Let's see what we've got. We're over our wage budget, which I kind of gathered by looking at the wages before I joined. So we might have to scootle some stuff across there. When we can, when it lets us. We can. We've got 51 scouting budget. We can. Okay, Central Europe. Oh, Europe. Okay, so it's pretty good. They've got quite a bit of money, but we've got an inflated squad. I mean, we've got that's my squad. And then in the dev centre, I've got an under-20s team, which is full. And some of the other jobs I went for, I was looking at. A lot of these were greyed out, and there's like 1 player in here, and we seem to have a full complement. We've got some look at the squad here. So let's have a look how good these are. You see, these aren't so good. This is not so good. 3 stars. There's nobody really with any greater rating than that. Even though it's got excellent youth recruitment, so it's a bit disappointing. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players there that easy first team in the future. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start sieving out some of these, getting some of these offered out that I'm never going to use. And I tend to go to sort of 2.5 stars under, maybe 3 stars under I normally go, depending on how many players we've got. Let's try and trim some of this wage budget off here. It's a lot there. That one, 400. How did they end up with £475 a week? Oh my god. Do the same with the under 18s. See which ones I'm going to lose. Shuffle the squads around, see what I've got, and I'll come back to you with a tactic. Well, I'll come back to you with this tactic, and then I'll put the other 2 alternative tactics in that I want to move towards. So I've not sorted out my substitutes yet, but I've not played this for a long time with 2 strikers. I'm going to play this. Well, I'll tell you what I normally play. I'll show you in a minute, but he needs to be pressing forward on attack. Right, so this is really attacking because we've got wing backs bombing down here, which I might actually cut back to fullback fullback support. I don't really want these 2, although DLP support does actually get up here quite a lot, but we'll see how we go. Because we are one of the 3rd strongest team in the league according to the predictions. I don't know. It just looks too attack. I wouldn't normally play this attacking. I want to play somebody in here, but we've got good strikers that I don't really want to leave one on the bench for now. The guy that I want to use out on the wing here he's the best AM attack, but we'll see how we go. I've got a lot of players. I'm probably not going to sign anybody this season at all. I know I've got money, but I want to have a good look at this squad because they're definitely good enough. They've definitely got the ability. The other formations I've got, which are boring me, is this one, which looks really, really, really weak in midfield. It's really not. It's incredible because what I normally play these with is, I don't know if it'll allow me, certainly I can on that side, being attacked. These guys drop back in here in midfield this guy and this guy here. This half-back, I love playing with this half-back. Kind of drops as a third. Because when these guys are bombing up here, supporting these playmakers, and overlapping, by the way, even on support, overlapping, it can leave you a bit short of the back. So this guy will not venture anywhere. I mean, I have seen him up here, the half-back, which is a bit weird. But they tend to, when you're straight out of possession, to drop right back here and hang. I always like a DLP here. So I'm playing with 3 playmakers potentially, although I might change that, switch one to an inverted wing or something. Shadow strikers I love anyway, but if they're not able to, I've not got the people for this position right now. Look, the best I've got is a 3.5 and a 2.5 and a 2.5. So, and they're being used in other positions anyway. So I can't really play that one, but that's kind of my go-to tactic. Sometimes I'll play with an inverted wing back where I can here, so the inverted wing back will sort of drift in and add more to the midfield. But so there's 2 options here. So that's really the only things I switch around. I switch around from wing back to inverted wing back, depending on whether there's a lot in midfield. Or I'll switch AP to inverted winger. Or I've even run inside forwards here and here, and had these as more attacking midfielder, advanced playmaker roles, and in Gansh as well. If you've got an older player that's lost a few yards of pace, but they've still got the technical and mentals, that's a great role to have somebody in there. And they don't move. They literally, it's almost like you've nailed them to the floor. They just don't move from there. The third one is I've been watching too much Fox in the Box. That's the problem. I think these are ugly, but this one absolutely works a treat. Wing back on attack, because there's a large gap here. The inverted wingers cutting in. Wing back on attack's bombing all the way up and down there, which is why I've put the half back this side to cover. Again, half back. I know. This one, wide playmaker. Again, I've not got the right person in this team, but if you've got a wide playmaker, that's really good there. You tend to get the ball out here, and quite often these aren't challenged out here playmaking, and if they've got good vision and passing and decision making, which are the 3 things that I think all playmakers should have, those 3 attributes. They're going to spray balls all over the place. With this wing back on defend, which kind of gets to about here, overlapping a little bit. So he's covering, him bombing forward. This side's fairly solid, to be honest, and the Mazzala is kind of bombing up and down there in this half space. But that's quite easy to put on support duty as well. That still works. The shadow striker pushing into these areas, and the false 9 coming back. The good thing with this, and I want to show you this, right? So the good thing with this, so let's just take a normal bog standard 4-2-4 or 4-4-2, however you want to see it. And let's take this lot, that sort of standard and standard. So there's quite a lot of space there. There's quite a lot of gap. Now if you go to the other one, because we're playing with no strikers, standard. It's a lot shorter. Look at the difference. Much more space in there. So actually playing with the strikerless squeezes, because normally you'd have a body here and that line would be pushed up there like that, but it helps you squeeze space. And what you see lots of goals. If I just go back to there, you see lots of goals. Let's say that this guy's on the ball here, you get them passing through the gaps of the defence, and pretty much all my goals are like that. Not really anybody getting down and crossing. It's always passes through, patient passes through. So you will see that at some point. Certainly not right now, but I'm going to train it, and I'm going to put that as the main one in the training, and we'll have Avalanche and Everest as the backup too. 15 games gone, 3 wins, 20th in the league. Let's have a look at this season preview. 3rd. So he's really, really messed up. And we've got a couple of players in the key players in the kind of dream team. We've got this defender with great aerial reach. 6'6". Oh, he's going to be great at corners. So the next thing I normally do is go through the wages. So I sort by wages, and I just, after I've picked my first 11, I tend to look down the wages there. Obviously these guys have been named in the sort of dream team, and then I'll look at, so the rest aren't first team players at the minute because they're not my best 11. So if anybody is soaking up any of these wages, like these 3-star players here now, I know he's a target man. He's down as a target man as the main one, and I don't want to play with strikers, and he can only play in one position anyway, so he's never going to play with a strikerless system, and he's on quite a lot of money, like the 5th or 6th top. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6th top earner. So instantly for me, he's got 100 grand. He's gonna be gone. I'm going to transfer him. Just offer him out at the minute. Transfer list and set player to surplus to requirements. So I'll just go down here. I'll trim the squad out. I'll certainly then search by this. I mean, there's 1,500 quid's worth of wage in there. He needs to go. He absolutely needs to go, because we're already over the wage budget. There's another 750 quid there. £750 a week there. He can go because he's never going to make it. It's already looking thinner. Right, so if I take away everybody down to there, select them there. Right, we've got 22 man squad there, which is a little bit light for what I like. So we're going to have to delve in to see what we've got in the under 20s. Again, searching by ability. Not ideal. Or the under 18s, that's a big problem. So potential issue here is that we've got no team leaders or no influential players. I don't know why. I've not really looked into the previous transfer history just yet. I will do that, but I don't want to get this first game out of the way first. But they're just influential and below. So this is against Sudirol, the team in 8th place. It's beatable, in my opinion. First home game, we'll get to see the stadium. We're going with the fairly attacking setup. I've pulled it back onto balance though, rather than positive, because it is we have got 4 attacking players there and a 5th one in there, and then 2 attacking defenders. So we are risking it a little bit. In fact, just while I'm on that, we'll back to the goalkeeper defend. Right, so we're going with this team. We've got a guy here that is not really match fit. I'm using the numbers here. I hate the hearts. Again, on the next number 2 or number 3 video, I will sort of go through that and tell you how to do it. So let's go for this. Submit team. Yes, we get 12 subs in this division. And again, on the next video, I'll talk about the promotion and relegation. It's a bit weird for this one. But never do any team instructions for me. I think sending the team out with too many things in their head, including extra team instructions on some of the roles, and then even more instructions on pressing players and more doing certain things to certain players. I know Miles said it was important, but I'm okay with it, and I've done it. I've some pretty good results with teams without it. So. Got nothing to lose here. No one dogs here. So I've got a little trick. It's not going to work now because I've got no reputation with these, but it does work when you get better reputation. So I will choose that, and there's generally, because you've got no reputation, there's nothing. But I'll normally do this. Go defenders. I have faith in you. Make a difference. I'll be very surprised there's 1, but when you get more reputation with them and you've got a better relationship with them, you'll get a lot more. And I go midfielders. I have faith in you. And normally you can go from composed to full green in here. I don't really use that because I'm normally on strikerless, so I'm allergic to pressing that button, so I'm not going to press it now. So we're going to kick off. I am going to go to. Oh, it's a nice stadium though. Right, I'm going to go to comprehensive first. Stick with me. Just because, and a bit of a wider view. And definitely quicker. Oh my god, is the game speed not so slow? Hold on, sorry. You can tell this is the first one, setting it all up. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Right, so we're the yellows. I'm going to get used to the players' names, but that's our main guy, I think. Monticello. So 2 good attacks. I like this big view with comprehensive highlights when you've changed the tactic or you've gone to a club for the first time, so you can see what's happening. So I think that's my wing back. While I'm on, I'm going to show you a quick sneaky trick. Okay, so if I'm on I use a Mac and a PC. I rotate between the two. So I'm on PC at the minute. I'm going to click Control, and I'm going to click on his name, and I click on his name, and I click on his name, click on his name, click on it. So I tend to do the forward players that I'm watching. You know who the back four are. I will click him. I know he's a wing back, but that will stay like that now. There's another way of doing it, which shows all names on pitch, which is go to the cog, view all match preferences, blah, 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 show all player names during match. If you click on that, I'm not going to reload it because it takes ages, but it like reloads the full skin. But what it does is it shows you every single player, including theirs, which is a bit frustrating. But literally, if you hold down the control button or command if you're on a Mac, and click each player you want to watch, you can watch 1, 2, 4, 11. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to do that, and you can see that now. And it helps certainly with new tactics when you want to see who's doing what and what. If you've changed a role in particular, like you've gone from a winger to a wide playmaker on the left-hand side, you want to see what that does. So you might want to highlight them for the whole game and one other player. I know you can already click on one player to highlight that one player, but I've never known till very recently, and I just found it accidentally that you can do this. So the wing backs look quite key on this. I think our wing play is going to be quite good. I've not checked any of the player traits, which I'm going to do before the next video to see if we've got the right players in the right positions, because sometimes you can't. There's a lot of people like Zealand, Fox in the Box, Bust the Net. All these people have all these brilliant content creators have shown us that the star ratings on all that, and I will cover some of that during this series as we go. So we're 10 minutes in. I think it's fairly sound enough. There's nothing majorly wrong to go on to extended. That's our main striker, who's going on the transfer list this week for that. Although their team's defender should go on the transfer list for that and clean everybody's boots for a week. So we've moved off the bottom inadvertently, but okay. So they're on the attack. Come on, clear it, clear it. Oh. I don't think we've got a very strong keeper. We've certainly not got much backup. I always think certainly FM21, I think a strong keeper is really, really important. In other previous FMs, I didn't really notice the difference between the keepers at poor and great star ratings, but this seems a bit more prominent. But they got us on the break there, but let's go backwards. We're fairly solid at that. I think we're fairly solid, actually. It's not bad. So far, so good. It's not a bad formation. We've got players. There's just no overloads anywhere at the minute, which is why I sometimes go to asymmetrical formations. So I'm just checking the stats at the bottom. They're all pretty good. Goalkeepers do some weird movements in FM21, don't they? Right, I am... Oh, at the bar. So that's twice what the woodwork. So I'm going to go now to key highlights. Sorry for all the checking. Right, okay. XG, I'm not a fan. I understand it. I totally understand it. Zealand interviewed the guy that one of the head developers of the team that developed it for Sports Interactive, and I'm not a fan. Shots at goal, shots on target. That's all I care about. Everybody's gone XG mad. You can have a really good chance of missing. Your XG goes really up, but that can be your only chance. It's a real weird one. Right, so team talks are quite important in this stage. You don't need to be berating the team, or you've got to keep, certainly when you're down the bottom, you've got to keep praising them, encouraging them is important. So we're going to dig in a bit. We are going to try this. I have faith in you. It does work with the odd one, but that promise will grow. Keep doing it every game. That's what I do. And another thing that I saw on the Streamer Showdown, actually, shout encourage at the minute, and look, they've all gone green. Sometimes they go green 20 minutes later, which has caused some problems in the game. Okay, so our main guy is having a really bad day. So let's have a look what he is a pressing forward. He's just not getting in the game. Although he's here, he's actually fairly isolated. If that's him, it is him. He's fairly isolated. So this is this heat map is something that you can plug into any skin. This is the TCS skin, and I will try and find the download for you so we can, and I'll drop it in the description. But it's good. I like it because it shows where teams are narrow, teams are wide, where there's gaps like this. I mean, he's obviously been isolated quite a lot on his own, you know. So what I'm going to do with him is I am going to drop him back into probably. Can you do a false 9? Yeah, do a false 9. And I don't just take the ratings as, you know, he's not playing very well. He's got to come off unless he's got like a 6.1 or something. He's just dropped down to 6.3. It could be anything. It could be badly treated by the previous manager. It could be he's part of it's not used to the formation. So this, other than hitting the woodwork twice, it's quite vanilla. This. Okay, we've got some tide legs. We can bring Biazotti off. We can bring Matolia on. I just can't say anybody's name. I see other streamers doing it as well, which makes me laugh. We all have the same problems. Nicholas Perini, he's played okay. I might keep him on a little bit. I don't know. He is a goal scorer, that's the problem. So I'm probably just going to keep him on for that purpose. But what I might do is, what have I made? 1 sub. Let me have a look. Okay. That's Kevin likes his Lilegio likes his pressing forwards, don't he? Let's play with 2. Let's play with 1. And support as well. Okay. We're going to see this game out, I think. If we can get a draw, it's not a bad start. Don't know the team, don't know the strengths, don't know the weaknesses. So we'll just try and sit it out if we can. So a couple of tired legs, but I don't know. The bench that we've only got. Oh, it's a penalty. Nice. We've only got a 22-man squad, so we're a bit thin on the ground. Oh, that's my striker. I nearly took him off. Oh my god. Can you, if I'd have took him off. He's my man. Nice stadium. No fans. And half the fans are like, you can't see them against the seats because they're wearing yellow tops and yellow seats. Oh, we've got TVs. Oh, it's been a long, trust me, I've played at so many low league on the way up to top divisions. It's been a long time since I've had a stadium like this. It's nice. And nice boxes here, look. Corporate entertainment. Nice. But the seats seem to be outside the box for some reason. My God, 2-0. This is a bit of a bonus. Let's just see if we can get anyone on for this dude. No, because I have no players. Okay, so I think play this game. Before the next video, I'm going to delve into the transfer market. Oh my God, what was that keeper doing? He's just throwing it into his own net. Okay. And we've got an injury to the guy that I've not got cover for. Nice. I'm going to bring on this geezer here. I'm going to drop him in here. I was watching somebody do this. I was watching somebody stream earlier. I can't remember who it was. But they're trying to get it in this position. It was Kevin. It was Kevin's stream, Lilegio's stream. He's desperately trying to get it in there. Right, so I'm going there. I'm not going to go anchor man. Or half-back. Half-back's my favourite position there. But I think these are, I don't know, I think we've got enough to see these off now. He's just fallen over. He's just fallen over a blade of grass. Nobody touched him. Oh my God, nobody touched him. What is wrong with these players? Oof, that's 3 times would work. 3 times would work. Come on, 6 minutes, come on. That's the longest. That was really special. That's a bit of an overstatement, but we'll do it because I know what it's going to do to the morale. Sometimes you've got to blow smoke up the backside, and that lifts us 2 places higher. And to be honest, how many games are left? Half the season left. So where do I think we'll finish? -5. So the goal difference isn't big between the third place and ourselves. 10 points gets us here, honestly. I think we can get top 4, top 5, but we'll see. So I'll do some work in the transfer market. We'll come back the next game and we will go and have a look at... I'll have a few games. I'll probably come back for these 2 games here. The Arezzo and the Inter game. We'll come back for those 2 games with possibly some new transfers coming in, whether they're in now or whether the transfer deadline's over or whether they're in later on in the season. But yep. Okay, thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate that. Please subscribe if you enjoyed. Drop a like. Please join me on the journey. And I would like to know in the comments, do you try Strikerless? Is there anyone else? There seems to be a few of us that are growing that try Strikerless. I'm really, really looking forward to showing you what it can do. It's incredible. The goals are very, very different, and it's incredibly powerful. Lots and lots of shots. And I tried it, and it changed the way I play the game. So I'm looking forward to it. So let me know in the comments if you played Strikerless, and I'll see you next time. Take care.
I'm so in love with you. You got me down again.